He's the director of Rogue One. He is Gareth Edwards. Please welcome him. I didn't see you walk in. How you doing? When you were a kid, how many times have you seen the original
I don't know, I lost count. I had it on Betamax and borrowed it off my neighbour, and I promised to return it 2 hours later, and I watched it. I never gave it back, and I watched it for about 300 times, maybe, as a kid.
300 times.
Edwards realized that emulating Lucas's blueprint might not align with the realities of his own aspirations.
I really did watch Star Wars, and I wanted to join the Rebel Alliance and blow up the Death Star. Like, that was my career goal.
After graduating from film school, Gareth discovered his talent for visual effects while freelancing on various projects for the Discovery Channel and the BBC. Transforming his bedroom into a creative haven, he honed his skills, showcasing his technical prowess and catching the industry's attention. When the BBC offered Gareth visual effects work on a continued series, he recognized an opportunity to negotiate for a chance to direct instead. It was a bold move that allowed him to showcase his directing skills while working on visual effects, opening doors to his first small directing project for late-night TV.
And then finally, like, they were kind of trapped, and they said, okay, Gareth, when, you're going to do the show? And I said, no, I don't want to do it. I want to direct. But I will do it if you let me direct one of the episodes. And they were like, yeah, we can't do that. And I was like, okay. And then they were saying, but you're going to do the effects, right? And I said, no, because I'll do it if you let me direct one or direct anything. And so eventually they were like, okay, we'll let you direct something on BBC Three that no one's ever going to watch.
Gareth's experiences in directing on the small screen fueled his hunger for more significant opportunities. With a renewed sense of purpose, he embarked on a mission to create his own feature film, a project that would define his voice as a filmmaker.
Well, what would be really interesting is if you had a monster movie that was set like years after most monster movies end, like when people aren't running and screaming anymore, life goes on, it's kind of normal.
Gareth's early success in visual effects projects caught the attention of Vertigo Films.
What is that?
Leading to an opportunity for him to write and direct Monsters, his first feature film. Having honed his skills in both directing and visual effects, Gareth poured his heart and soul into this low-budget indie project. With limited resources, he pushed the boundaries of what could be achieved, showcasing his immense talent and determination.
Our goal was to create this world that felt very believable. And so with the digital technology becoming more and more powerful and, in a sense, more simple, you can approach a subject that is fantastic and shoot it in a way that it's all real, knowing that you can manipulate it in the computer to add all the elements you need.
Gareth's unconventional approach struck a chord with audiences and caught the attention of critics and Hollywood industry insiders. Monsters, released in 2010, became a breakout success, hailed for its unique blend of intimate storytelling and spectacular visuals. The success of Monsters garnered significant attention in Hollywood, opening doors for Gareth to undertake major projects. After the film's release, he conducted interviews with several studios, including Legendary Pictures, who presented him with the opportunity to direct the iconic Godzilla.
After seeing his film Monsters, which he did on an absolute shoestring budget, most of the effects on his laptop, he chose very interesting ways of shooting and storytelling and angles, and you just thought, if he had a bigger budget and he had a bigger canvas, we really feel like he could do something amazing with this, and so that's what got us excited about bringing Gareth on.
It was a daunting task, but Gareth saw it as a chance to unleash his creativity on a grand scale.
In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it.
Gareth's vision for Godzilla, released in 2014, captivated audiences worldwide.
A story beyond your wildest dreams. Dynamic violence, savage action, spectacular thrills. Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
And served as the inaugural film in Legendary's Monsterverse.
We wanted to do something unique, trying to find a unique monster in this day and age. One of the designers summed it up well, and they said it's like trying to find the last parking space at Disney World.
The film's grandeur and emotional depth left an indelible mark on the franchise, establishing Gareth as a director with a unique cinematic voice. Gareth's remarkable skill in seamlessly blending epic action with intimate character moments propelled Rogue One, released in 2016, to critical and commercial success. The film resonated deeply with fans, solidifying Gareth's position as a director capable of delivering thrilling spectacles infused with genuine emotion.
And I guess it's sort of represented in this sequence, but with the film we tried to do a mixture of the very classical, very considered camera moves, you know, that you saw in the original trilogy, and then sort of more frenetic, handheld, sort of embedded photography. And this sequence, I really like the way it sort of intercuts both styles, and I think that contrast is what keeps it energetic.
Additionally, Gareth left his literal mark with a brief cameo in the film.
I wanted to have a cameo in the film because I love Star Wars so much, but I was saving it for the right thing, and it felt very appropriate to play the guy who runs down the corridor and pulls the handle, because that way I get to survive, and therefore technically, according to Star Wars canon, I'm in Episode 4 A New Hope.
However, despite his previous successes, Gareth Edwards appeared to have disappeared from the Hollywood scene for a number of years, leading to speculation that he might have faced challenges commonly referred to as director's jail. This absence could be attributed to the industry's tendency to pigeonhole directors, or the immense pressure and scrutiny that comes with directing a major franchise such as Star Wars. There were rumors that the studio had concerns about the initial cut of the film and wanted to make it more accessible to a wider audience.
Oscar-winning writer Tony Gilroy is getting candid for the first time about his emergency trip to the Star Wars galaxy. In June 2016, Lucasfilm hired Gilroy to rework Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, because the studio was unsatisfied by the state of director Gareth Edwards' movie. By August, he was taking a leading role in post-production and oversaw reshoots to fix issues which included the film's ending. He was paid millions for his work and became what many people consider to be the film's ghost director.
Tony Gilroy's involvement was seen as a way to address those concerns and bring a fresh perspective to the project. This tumultuous production experience might have contributed to Edwards' hiatus from blockbuster studio filmmaking. After a prolonged break from Hollywood, Gareth Edwards returns with his latest project, The Creator.
This film's a melting pot of movies I grew up loving. A Vietnam movie mixed with robotic sci-fi.
They've come for the child.
A sci-fi thriller starring John David Washington and Gemma Chan. Its premise, revolving around a war between humans and artificial intelligence, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, appears both timely and captivating. The Creator showcases Edwards' return with an original idea, albeit on a grand scale, embodying everything he has learned and experienced throughout his career.
we really went for broke. It's just a really insane, rich visual journey that I hope affects people in the way that I was affected when cinema blew my mind as a kid.
So I think the film looks incredible, and I think Gareth Edwards is an amazing inspiration when it comes to independent filmmaking. I love the way he is so innovative when it comes to thinking about production and visual effects. So I think he is a great blueprint for us indie filmmakers. He kind of reminds me of like Duncan Jones or Neil Blomkamp, these type of genre directors. They don't have many films under their belts yet, but you know, they keep pushing the boundaries, and they're an inspiration for all of us independent filmmakers.
Thank you.